Hello, my name is Ken, and I hate bullies. I hate bad guys. I hate people who prey on the weak. Hate them with a passion. If I could just... Ooh, strong emotions. Yes, let it out. Join the dark side. Okay, hate maybe is too strong of a word. I'm not living naively in a black and white world. I know that bullies are not born bullies. They've bad parents, bad friends, bad circumstances growing up in life. I was bullied hard when I was a kid, but I had no idea what they were going through. I do believe that everything bad about a human being begins at home, or lack of it. What do you think? Let's talk about that. Here's the fact. There are some really bad people out there. Monsters. As much as I love the idea of the world peace and hippie one love, can we all just love each other, man? I do believe that some people are just beyond help. Who am I talking about? Well, for example, these lovely individuals. Just a few examples of men who had focus and passion and determination, but on wrong things. Don't you agree? If you have taken over 200 lives, what are we supposed to do with you? Pedro Lopez, known as the Monster of Andes, what a lovely name, confessed of killing over 240 people, most of them young girls and over 50 children, and he was released from prison after 20 years, get this, because of his good behavior, and his whereabouts are still unknown to this day. What? In this case I will go medieval and I will say eye for an eye, life for a life. Agreed? And yeah, these men deserve a little bit more than just a quick death like many of them got with hanging or electric chair. Death is not the only way of taking a man's life. Maybe you better not join the dark side. Too dark, damn. But one could argue now that these men were also victims. Say what? What if you have some sickness inside you that you cannot control? Take this story for instance. August 1, 1966, Austin, Texas. Charles Joseph Whitman was a former Marine and a sniper. During his time in the army, he was hospitalized for 4 days after single-handedly freeing another Marine by lifting a jeep which had rolled over an embankment. A hero. He was an intelligent, upstanding citizen who loved his wife and mother very, very much until he murdered them.
One of history's worst mass murders occurred here in Austin today. By official count tonight, 49 persons were hit by gunfire. There are 16 dead and 33 injured.
Then he killed 3 people inside the university tower and shot 11 more people from the tower's observation deck with his sniper rifle, plus an unborn child. And also wounding 31 other people, where another pregnant mother lost her unborn child due to the injuries. So why is this one different? You see, Charles was shot dead like many other mass murderers are before we can learn their story. Ask them, why man, why did you, why did you? But he did leave something behind. Clues to what went wrong with him. Let's take the letters for example. His suicide note read, I do not quite understand what it is that compels me to type this letter. Perhaps it is to leave some vague reason for the actions I have recently performed. I do not really understand myself these days. I'm supposed to be an average, reasonable and intelligent young man. However, lately, I cannot recall when it started, I have been a victim of many unusual and irrational thoughts. These thoughts constantly recur and it requires tremendous mental effort to concentrate on useful and progressive tasks. Then there was a note next to her murdered mother. To whom it may concern, I have just taken my mother's life. I am very upset over having done it. However, I feel that if there is a heaven, she's definitely there now. I'm truly sorry. Let there be no doubt in your mind that I love this woman with all my heart. Another note read, I imagine it appears that I brutally killed both of my loved ones. I was only trying to do a quick, thorough job. If my life insurance policy is valid, please pay off my debts. Donate the rest anonymously to a mental health foundation. Maybe research can prevent further tragedies of this type. Give our dog to my in-laws. Tell them Kathy loved Choice very much. If you can find it in yourself to grant my last wish, cremate me after the autopsy. Now he also said that his wife has been the best wife a man could hope for, and he also went to his doctor several times complaining his headaches and there's something wrong with him in the head, and his just uncontrollable violent urges to his psychiatrists. Like he said in his letters, he requested an autopsy of his brain so maybe they can find out what was wrong with him and prevent these types of events in the future. And yes, that autopsy actually did reveal a pecan-sized tumor in his brain, which led the doctors to conclude that it could have contributed to his inability of controlling his emotions and actions. But it's still not sure because we are still in infancy of learning about our brains. Our brains are so complex, but yeah, it could have contributed to it. So what do you think? Was this man truly evil, or was he just a victim of his illness? Comment down below. Based on a little evidence that we have, I believe that he was a victim. And in today's world with our medical practices, maybe we could have prevented such an act. But our brains are so complex and we still know so little about ourselves. So I think it's a mistake to just point fingers and yell, monster, monster, evil monster. Yet, as I've said, eye for an eye, life for a life. But let's tone down the gruesome violence for a tiny bit, right? Sorry for the bad, sad mood I may have put you in. Something cheery. I was bullied in school for 2 years. I was fighting a lot. My clothes were torn open, my backpack was destroyed. I lost my allowance constantly. I was forced to buy stolen goods and fake weed. I lied to my parents. I joined the gang. I finally carried a big knife to protect myself. A big knife.
That's not a knife. That's a knife.
And I was living in constant fear. I was afraid of my life. But I ended up befriending 2 of my bullies. I found my inner strength and confidence, and I hold no grudges, just empathy and a bigger knowledge of how this world works. Now this is a long but an interesting story, but here I actually want to give a shout out to my friend Trish Lee at Thrive with Trish.
Hello my dear friends and welcome to Thrive with Trish.
She's a life coach and an amazing human being who focuses on mental health and building self-confidence. Everything a well-functioning person needs to reach a happier state of existence and maybe prevent the previously given examples. Who was kind enough to suggest me to tell my story of the bullying on her channel in a type of an interview slash podcast video chat type of thing on this Friday. So if you have the opportunity, please tune in for the live stream there. You can ask me questions live, but if you are some further up the timeline, you can always find my cathartic story there anyway. I'm gonna leave the link down in the description, and thanks Trish again, can't wait. But bullies, thugs, robbers, serial killers, evil geniuses, especially in movies and in real life, have usually always something in common. Care to guess? Ding 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 ding. Right on the money. Bad childhood. Humans are kind of like pack animals. Or tribal. Monkey see, monkey do. We imitate and copy behavior. We are the products of our environment. And it's not a long stretch of logic to see that when their environment is toxic, hostile, aggressive, dark, depressing, then the product, the person, has only the same to offer. Most of my bullies came from families with a missing mother or a father or an aggressive step-parent. They had got in trouble with the law, and one of 2 even ended up in jail. But the saddest thing was that they all surrounded themselves with similar types of people, like attracts like, which kept them stagnant within the same mental structure and energy. Of course, all I saw back then was just some douche with his fist coming straight to my face really hard. Where am I going with this? Love, kindness, attention, guidance, self-esteem, self-confidence, self-respect, self-analysis to really understand the sense of self. We learn these things from other human beings, and it takes years of hard work to really hardwire this stuff in. It is essential for us to do what our brains want us to do, survive. But not only to survive, but to thrive. With Trish. Here's a little side note. I'm just wondering, do you know anybody who was growing up in a loving family but ended up as a psychopath without anything physically wrong with him? Like Antichrist or Lucifer child or something. If you know any examples, please leave them down in the comments below. Okay, I'm gonna start wrapping this up. I'm going on way too long. But my message here is this. It is truly inspiring to see people who had really sad childhoods to really make something great out of their lives. Charlize Theron's father struggled with alcoholism and was abusive to her mother. And her mother ended up actually shooting her father in self-defense. And Charlize was stealing stuff from hotels all the time, and there are so many stories like that with bad childhoods, like Jim Carrey and 50 Cent and Nicki Minaj, Woody Harrelson, Eminem, Oprah Winfrey, Christina Aguilera, Rihanna. They have all drawn the line in the sand and said, this negativity stops with me. And here's the kicker. Here's the message. Break the chain. Whatever bad has happened in your life, you have the power to start again. Reprogram that survival mentality. Reprogram that continuously playing the victim card. Reprogram the need to continue this hate and pain and suffering onto others. Just take responsibility for your life and your actions. Break the damn chain. If you're a parent, more love, more focus, more attention to your kids. A hug a day could save many lives. If you're the victim, seek help. Get out, remove yourself from the toxic environment and begin to heal. What I recommend is knowledge, books, new ideas, new friends, new nurturing environment. But you gotta get out first. Break the damn chain. Yes, please. Join the light side. Thank you so much for watching, and please, if you have experienced bullying or you're in a toxic environment, please let me know. I'm here to listen. And if you have a chance, go watch my interview on Trish's channel. I'm gonna go way more deeply into the details about bullying and how you can take back control of your lives. It's really important, guys. If you're new here, please subscribe for more life, and I'll catch you fine people in the next one. Ciao.